Okay, so wasted potential. These are our picks for worst draft picks of the season. This excludes players that were sent to IR, and this includes a maximum of 3 games missed. Because we don't want to, with some wiggle room, but we don't want to include players like Tyreek Hill that are out for the season. We don't want to include players that played 2 games and then missed the remainder of the season, stuff like that.
Neighbors, he tanked my season.
That's right. So yeah, these are just worst draft picks. So we're trying to do this based off of performance, not injuries. And then we're gonna say where they were picked at, what their ADP was in most leagues, like what round, and then we will go over their stats. And we're gonna try to average it out because of bye weeks and whatnot. I'll go first. My pick is Isaiah Pacheco. Who was a 6th-round pick in fantasy drafts. He did miss 3 games, so we're right on the cusp there. But he is the number 55 running back on the season, and he currently averages 7.28 points a week in PPR.
It's not 0.
It's pretty bad, though.
It's pretty near close.
You think that's bad? I drafted him in a half PPR league, so it's even worse than that. But yeah, Pacheco, just not the player that you draft him to be. Kareem Hunt went undrafted in most leagues and was an infinitely times better pickup for anyone that did pick him up afterwards. Early in the season, there were people wondering if they should drop Pacheco to pick up Kareem Hunt, and the answer is yes, you should have. I should have, and I didn't, and I regret that. But yeah, so Pacheco, I don't know what happened. Last year, dude was great. 2 years ago, he was good. Don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I might have those mixed up. It might have been 2 years ago when he was great. Time is not on my side anymore. So, okay, Pacheco.
Man, that not really a good running back. So since we kind of waived the 3-game max rule, can I throw one out there that might be
go for it.
Can we talk about Joe Mixon? For the Texans.
All right, that's a fair one.
Okay, Joe Mixon.
If they haven't played at all this year, then they're eligible for this.
Okay. Joe Mixon in our league was drafted in the 8th round and has done nothing. He hasn't even responded to practice or to the team. Joe Mixon has sat on your IR if you've had him for 14 weeks now, and for an 8th round pick, I don't think there's a worse one out there.
Yeah.
The potential was definitely there, and you drafted him assuming that he was going to be, a 15-point-a-week back. So going in the 8th round around Travis Etienne, Pollard was near there, Dobbins, Chubb. I mean, all of those guys were infinitely better.
Yeah. There was news at the time of most fantasy drafts, too, that it was unclear whether or not Joe Mixon would be back this season. That news was breaking during most people's drafts, and people were still taking him. And it's the reason why I scooped up Nick Chubb in a couple of leagues, late round pick, thinking that would be good. Turns out that wasn't a very good pick either. And even Woody Marks isn't a great pick. But yeah, if you drafted Mixon, you've got nothing out of him. If we're going to go in that regard, I also want to shout out Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, yeah, I drafted him. Haven't loved drafting.
Do you still have him?
I do. He's on the IR.
How many IR slots?
Just one.
That's terrible, Ryan. You have done a bad thing.
I know, but man.
Okay. Do you have another pick?
I have a couple more if you want to cycle through some, but.
Yeah. Well, if you got one more, I got one more. So.
If you want to go first,
okay. Mine is Brian Thomas.
BT.
So not a terrible pick, but his ADP was in the early 2nd. In some leagues, he was going in the late 1st. He's also missed 3 games, but he is the wide receiver number 50, and he averages just over 10 points. Not really, 13th, 14th round pick material. And I don't think it's his fault. I've always been kind of a critic of Trevor Lawrence. I've never really believed in him, and
ouch, that hurts.
It's not good. It's not good to draft Jaguars pass catchers. Travis Hunter was another painful one. So, But yeah, Brian Thomas, not a terrible pick. It's just there was way better wide receiver value later on in the draft and in the second round. You could have done a lot better. So, yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. My last guy here is it's a fringe pick. And I'm picking this guy because I don't know if you could say he's tanked your season, but he's definitely hurt it. And this guy is none other than the Saints running back, Alvin Kamara.
It is a painful one.
So Alvin Kamara in our league was drafted at the beginning of the 4th round. So he was going, probably mid-4th round during this draft. He is number 35 on the year. He has 9.15 points per game, and this is in PPR, where he's supposed to be a PPR monster. But his first 5 or 6 weeks, he's getting 10, maybe 12 points. So you're like, okay, not terrible. But then after that, it falls off a cliff, and he goes 6 points, 6.5, 7, jumps back up to 14, got 3.5 last week, got injured. I mean, it's just up and down. You don't know when to play him. When you do play him, it feels like he won't perform. So he is someone that I wish I would have stayed away from at the draft. And because I drafted him, I missed out on some of the other potential. Like, I guess Kenneth Walker, James Conner got hurt. Who else was going? Harvey was fairly close, Swift. So I just wish I could have grabbed someone else there than Kamara.
Yeah, I will remind you, he turned 30 last July, and he is officially an old man in terms of running backs in the NFL. So,
you know who's older than him, though? And
Derrick Henry?
Was not a good pick. Yeah, Derrick Henry. Aaron Jones was also...
Yeah, well, but he missed more than 3 games, and he was on IR.
He missed 4 games.
But he was on IR.
Fair point.
Okay. Well, that'll do it for Wasted Potential.